That one we're going to pull everything out, okay? And we're going to lay it right down where we pulled it as soon as we get the drip tape up. And then we're going to take all this stuff, which we just took out of there, and put it back in layers, right? Just layer it all over it. Then we're going to come back and we're going to put some of the composted cow manure that Marshall's going to bring over. We're going to put that on top of that, it.
Okay.
Then we're going to put leaves on top of that.
Okay.
Then we're going to put possibly just a light dusting of the pond muck. Okay. Then we're going to put more of the composted cow manure. Then we'll get a small amount of straw, maybe, and mix just to show you the different materials. Really, the straw is too valuable to me to use that way, but we'll do a little just to play with it. Okay. And then we'll come back with one final layer of pond muck. Okay. And then we're going to plant in that. Pond muck and a little bit of the composted manure. That'll be our top layer. And then we're going to come back and make a hole in there.
Goes down through it?
Right? It doesn't have to go all the way through. Just deep enough that the plant can really get a good start. If the plant's like this tall and it runs into that much stuff that it doesn't like, it's just going through it. It doesn't care, you know? And later on it'll love it because it'll rot away, you know? So as long as you make a pot, you know, just think of it as a pot within the lasagna bed that's got good stuff in it, it'll just grow right through it. And by the time, you know, July comes, it'll all be rotted nicely, and the tomatoes will just be going crazy.
So you don't have any worries about it going anaerobic at all?
They can handle it. They stay away from the anaerobic parts, you know. Okay. They go where it's good.
Okay.
You know. It's worked, you know. I'd worry about it some, but I mean the truth is plants go around anaerobic stuff in the garden all the time, you know.
Now what wouldn't you put in a bed like that? Would you put carrots in there?
No, I mean you could, but it'd be dicey.
Yeah.
We've actually sowed things like lettuce stuff.
Okay.
In that case what we do is we make a channel and we come back with spent potting soil, or if you don't have that, new potting soil, and just put a little channel in. And then we sow the lettuce and it grew fine, you know. I mean, you can direct seed.
That's shallow rooted.
Yeah.
Perfectly like that.
Yeah, but the truth is, I mostly like transplants with this system.
Okay.
But if you are starting a brand new place and you want to direct seed things like beets and stuff, I'd do it. But I put a little bit of soil, so they got to start in soil, and I make sure that you kept it warm and wet so the stuff was actually rotting.
Right.
If it's not rotting, those guys are going to really have a hard time.
Yeah.
You know.
It'll just form a mat down there.
Yeah, but if it rots, it'll work, you know. I mean, I had to try it to believe it. I mean, I really thought, this seems pretty dicey to me. But it works, you know. It's a testimony to the determination of plants to reproduce. I mean, that's really what it is. You know? And I don't say that it's going to be perfect nutrition, but that's what your foliar feed, compost tea, drenches and stuff like that are for. If you see something wrong, you can fix it, you know. You just got to be paying attention. Definitely, if you do a lasagna bed, you want to pay attention. And by the way, I've got a knife. I wouldn't even pull the stuff out. I'll just cut it off. It doesn't matter either way, but it's a little faster, and I'm not disturbing the ground as much, you know. I didn't bring my extra knife. I do have extra knives, but I didn't bring them. We probably have nippers down here, though.
Yeah, there's a couple pairs of Velcros up there.
Yeah, well, I go get some Velcros. We're going to come back in and put that composted cow manure on top of this. And then we're going to put, and not a lot actually, we're not going to try and get total coverage, just a little bit for activity. Then we're going to put leaves on top, and then we'll go for more coverage. Okay? You're spreading that out, I'm going to dump our starter mix.
Yeah, a little big old place for a while.
This year we had our winter in March. Yeah.
Last year we had
I mean, to be fastest, it's the easiest. Fastest I don't know about. You have to worry about the leaves, they're going in the bed eventually anyway.
Yeah. But you don't get as much exercise that way.
Yeah. No, the fastest way is to have a loader do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to show people how to do it, then I'm going to let somebody else do it. I'm going to start putting leaves on right after they do it, okay? That's enough coverage for now. We're not looking for heavy-duty coverage. This is mostly for biological activity.
You're inoculating the bed.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to let someone else take over. Just go ahead and move it up a little bit. And I'm going to start bringing leaves in. And just really soak stuff. like we said, if it's dry, it's not going to rot. So folks, an important thing to know is we're making a lasagna bed with the ingredients we have. You make it with the ingredients you have, right? Grass clippings are a great thing that we don't have right this minute, though there are a few over there. We might go get them. For example, when I was in Florida, we used Spanish moss. Tons of it. They were burning it. Slow to break down, and don't use it as a mulch unless you want to deal with chiggers rather. But as far as a lasagna bed ingredient, it's fine. As long as you have things like grass in there for the rapid nitrogen to give it the time to break down. It actually had a pretty interesting nutritional profile as far as a free ingredient, you know. And that's what you do. You look, you know, I was looking around, what is there? It's like, you're going to burn that? Bring it here. We'll take it, you know.
What is it about Spanish moss that attracts the chiggers?
The structure. Perfect habitat, you know.
Spanish moss is good for
It's fine. If you're someplace where there's Spanish moss, it's a great lasagna bed ingredient. Yeah. It's not going to rot real fast, but it will rot eventually. So make sure you have things like grass clippings and some good compost, other sources of nitrogen while it's rotting.
Probably keep it well aerated too.
Yeah. Yep. Give room for that stuff to keep rotting and stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's probably heavy enough, right?
No, you can handle
Depends on who's lifting it.
Well, I guess it's you if you're going
It's heavy enough. You want to just dump it?
No, we're gonna layer it on the bed.
We're going to do it heavier this time.
Yeah, we're gonna do it heavier. Yeah. We're gonna look for coverage.
Disease stuff.
Doesn't matter. There's no diseases we have.
Might as well put disease stuff in.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, there's a few diseases I wouldn't, like early blight, you know, because it lives in the soil. What we got in here. So Diane asked, what about disease stuff? If I had a bunch of early blighted tomatoes, I might not add them if I was going to grow more tomatoes, because early blight does live on in the soil. But the diseases that attack what we have here right now, none of those are an issue that I know of that they're going to be in the soil. You know, I don't worry about it. A lot of things like the mildews and stuff, they need a host to live. As soon as they're dead, the fungus is dead also.
You want to do it heavier this time?
Much heavier, yeah. You're trying to cover stuff up pretty well.
Okay.
You know, not thickly, but thinly. A little bit of green shows through, it's okay, but you want more compost in a given square foot showing. Okay? So once again, you're going for spread too, right? That's good. We're just going to repeat the process one more time, might do it, maybe 1.5 more times.
this width bed specifically for in here, or do you like the narrower bed, like instead of a 4 foot
If we had enough room, we might. No, we'd probably never want 4 foot, but we'd probably make it a little more like 32 inches,
Okay.
or 36 at the most. You know,
Okay.
and we wouldn't have the paths this close together if we weren't trying to get as many beds as we could in the greenhouse.
Right.
You know, but everything's
Well,
on.
I have really narrow beds, but I have a little bit wider
Uh-huh.
bed. I mean, paths are narrow, but my beds are a little bit wider. So.
Yeah. What I've learned is that people like my partner Diane really resent beds they can't reach into the middle of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can reach in the middle, but I have to step over it to get, to
Yeah.
work the other
Yeah.
side.
And that's fine if you can step over it, but if you're
Yeah.
tempted to step on it, make it narrower.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be stepping on your bed.
Give it a foot halfway down.
At this point, you can go a little lighter. We don't really want to wash it in now. You just want to moisten it. Yeah. That'd do it. That would do it. So I discovered another source for organic material, which is great. Piles in the garden, which Jeremy told me about and I forgot about. Yeah. Same place. We want the grass clippings now. If you want to look around for grass clippings and piles, I need some scouting. A bunch of us are going to lay it on. Other people are going to scout for more piles. Yeah. Yep.
Does it matter with this, like whether stuff is like the stage of which stuff is alive and in which it's
No,
murdered?
it doesn't matter at all. It's all going to be dead shortly. That's the direction it's going in. And other things you can do is like go to coffee houses and see if you can get their coffee grounds. You know, there are resources. If you have a cooperative grocer, They're greens cullings, not their heavy-duty stuff that attract rodents, but they're lettuce trimmings, kale trimmings, broccoli trimmings, carrot tops. All that stuff is good stuff, you know. On the other hand, potatoes, carrots, tomatoes, not good, unless you have a rat terrier. If you got a rat terrier, you can use anything. Those aisles are pretty narrow.
One of the things that you were talking about hay a while ago,
Yeah.
just something to mention to folks, late cutting hay usually has the fewest seed heads and things in it.
See, I didn't know that. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
You have sufficient earthworms in this soil to go through this too?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got good earthworms. Absolutely, no shortage. Because we keep adding organic material and we don't till. Very good.
So you top it with the fine mixture of compost then?
No, that's our planting mix.
Oh, that's our planting mix, that's right.
The minute we empty the wheelbarrow, we're going to fill it up and start putting a layer that actually covers on top of this.
Of what?
Compost.
The mixture of compost and the muck?
And muck, yeah. Compost and muck. Somebody on the hose?
Straight compost?
Yeah. Just a light sprinkling of water.
Thank you.
Have a shovel.
Yeah. Not much, Glenn, just a little bit, just to moisten it. You can dig the soil from your path to cover your bed.
Oh, yeah.
And then fill that with something like sawdust or leaves, you know.
Sawdust?
Because you will not dig it out and put it in your bed until it's thoroughly rotted, which will be several years away, you know. Yeah, but you have to just leave it there, and indeed what I recommend is you save pea and put pea on that sawdust so it rots faster.
That's in the past.
Yeah, in the path.
There's
Yeah.
3 people, plenty.
I used it as sawdust as a summertime light reflective surface.
Yeah, that'll work, yeah.
And someone that I respect said, no, you don't want to do that.
Well, I understand why, but actually, years ago I read in Rodale you could use it, and if you don't work it in, it works, you know. But the reason you don't want to do it is because you have to scrape it off before you turn your bed. You don't want to leave it in there. That's why you probably don't want to do it. But I just scraped mine off. It worked fine, you know.
And if you do a no-till, you can leave it on? Or?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really? That's the lowest I've ever met. Oh, well, it's my grandmother's name, so. Oh, yeah. I expect. Yeah. Great. Oh, down by
There you go.
Greenhaven. Yeah, almost.
Close in here.
We're basically going to use our lasagna bed as a receptacle for a hole, which we're going to fill with this planting mix. So we're going to plant in the planting mix, okay? And then we'll water them in, and we're done. So, tips on planting tomatoes, right? Take the cotyledons off, any leaves that are yellowed and not vigorous, and bury up to where it looks vigorous, okay? That's it. Firm it well, and then we'll get a watering can. We'll use the hose and water it. And as I said to the folks that we get the tomatoes, let's try and keep one type of tomatoes in a group. Like if we start with sun golds, plant all sun golds, leave a label, and then go to the next thing, okay? So we have an idea what they are. Okay. All right.
So label at the end of the row?
Label at the beginning of each group of plants.
Okay.
Okay. This is a Smarty. Randy Gardner genetics. Really incredibly productive. But boy, it tastes terrible until it's dead ripe. But when it's dead ripe, it tastes darn good. So as you can see, I'm making a pretty deep hole. Basically, it's like a 3-inch pot, maybe a little deeper, kind of like that, right? I'm going to work that soil down in there. Make sure it's like I have regular ground, you know. I'm not going to put it in loosely. I'm going to pack it in well, so it's like actually the ground.
This would be a good place to have some large pots for people to have soil.
We do have large pots. I'll go get some. Shovels are good, but we have large pots too. And I firm it in well. We'll water it, and that's it. Take this guy out. Take those leaves off. Up to the canopy. Carry this guy in sideways. Take it to there. And people go, oh, but it's sideways. What'll happen? And it'll go straight up by tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. We're good. You got it.
So, I'm really delighted to have Janine come see the bed she helped make. It was some hard work, wasn't it, Janine?
Yes, it was.
Come see what we've got here now.
Woo! Oh, I've got to get pictures because I got the pictures while we were all doing
Right, yeah.
it.
And we have a lot of tomatoes in this greenhouse.
Post these on the blog.
I can't say it's a scientific test because these went in about a week later than some of the other ones, and the older tomatoes are, the more readily they get diseased. But still, I think it's impressive if you look at how diseased the other tomatoes are and how vigorous this one is. And I'm pretty convinced it's got to do with the incredible diversity of foods that are in that soil.